All right, I think I'm live. Let me just check my sound here. Checking the sound. Looks like it is live. The sound. Yeah, looks like it's all good. It is live. All right, well, I'm going to mute the desktop sound. So yeah, I'm recording live. It's I wonder why this doesn't work. Oh, it looks like it is working. Okay. Yeah, so I wanted to go live today. Again, I'm doing a live stream every single day. If you are not subscribed to my channel and you like any of this content, um, I'm on YouTube. It's called Andrew. It's just Andrew Macia. Just look for Andrew Macia. Obviously on Facebook as well, on my Medellin Buzz page, on my Facebook gaming page, or my regular page, which is just Andrew Macia. It's not hard to find. But yeah, I'm going to be recording this and then obviously editing it for the YouTube page. So today I'm going to go over what it is that I do for a living. You know, I've been doing it for over 10 years now, since I got here to Colombia, back in late 2009. I usually just say 2010 because it was like October of 2009. And I started as a freelancer, and now I have a digital marketing agency, and I love what we do. It's been a stepping stone to other investments and other business opportunities. So it's really awesome. Anybody could do it. I mean, if I could do it, somebody that was deported from a country that had no formal education, no corporate experience or training can do this, you can do it too. So I'm going to record. I'm going to take this off. I don't know, I got like a little cold or like the sniffles. It seems like everybody in Medellin has been getting it because it's been raining a lot and it's actually been kind of chilly. It's not cold, it's just chilly. So if you do have questions, feel free to ask them. I'm going to answer some of the common questions. I asked a few of my friends and people that I know that are interested in what I do for a living. If they had any questions that they'd like for me to answer, and I got a couple of them. So I'm just gonna start recording this video. Welcome to Life Hacks with Andrew. My name is Andrew Macia. Today's video is going to be about what I do for a living, which is SEO. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and how you could do it as well. If I can do it, someone that was deported from the United States, living in a third world country, and now has a team of 14 people in a digital marketing agency that caters to drug and alcohol rehab centers in the United States, you can do it too. It's not hard. It just takes time and it takes effort, obviously, and a lot of hard work. It really is work. So I've been working from home for over 10 years now, since 2009. I now own a digital marketing agency and I make a pretty good living. I've been able to buy apartments here and put them up on Airbnb, do various investments, travel a lot, party a lot, hang out with friends a lot, and of course, just live a very good life here in Colombia. So today I'm going to go over some of the common questions that people ask me about what I do for a living. So the number one question is, what do you do for a living? And this is my elevator speech, or my business card, I guess, my audio business card. I do search engine optimization for drug and alcohol rehab centers in the United States. And people usually reply with, wow, that's pretty specific. And the next thing is either, what is search engine optimization, or how did you get into catering to drug and alcohol rehabs in the United States? Well, let's go to the first question first, which is, what is SEO? or search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is basically, well, according to a definition, I'm going to read the definition that I found online that I liked, and then I'll give my definition. Search engine optimization, popularly known as SEO, is the process of helping websites rank better on search engines like Google, Bing, and Yahoo. When a user enters a query on the search engine, the algorithms of that search engine provide them with the most relevant results based on their query. So SEO is the process of bringing your website to these relevant results to get more organic traffic to your website. So that's like the nerd description of SEO. SEO is pretty simple. It basically boils down to SEO is the work involved to getting organic traffic to your website. The next question is, what is organic traffic? Organic traffic is when a user types in a question or a search query in Google, Bing, or Yahoo, or any search engine. Obviously, Google being the biggest in the world. Most people use Google. Some people use Safari if you're a Mac user. Some people use Firefox. Some people use Yahoo or Bing. But Google is like the daddy of them all. That's the one that, as a search engine optimization specialist, we focus on, because 90% of a website's organic traffic will come from Google. So SEO is the process of getting a client's website, or my own website, or your own website if you're going to be working on your own website. It's the process of getting your website on the top results of Google when someone searches a certain phrase or question or word, right? For example, if your brand name is Alpha Omega Basketball, and that's your business brand. If someone searches Alpha Omega Basketball, your website should be the first, because I don't think there's any other website or basketball coaching brand out there called Alpha Omega Basketball. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, as an example, that's a pretty unique term. So if someone searches Alpha Omega Basketball Coaching, alphaomegabasketballcoaching.com should come up first, because there shouldn't be a lot of competition. So that's the search query. When someone searches for that and finds it in the Google results or in the search engine results as number 1, 2, or 3, and click on it, go to your website, that's an organic search traffic. That's organic search traffic. When someone finds your website on the browser, using the browser, this doesn't count, or we're not including the paid ads, because that's completely different. I don't do paid ads. My whole purpose in life, in business, is to get people to pay less in paid ads and get more of those organic search visits, right? So if a client comes to me and says, hey, we're spending about $100,000 a month to get 500 calls to our call center to fill our beds at our drug and alcohol rehab facility here in Colorado, we need to reduce that $100,000 a month. How can we do it? I have to come up with a strategy so that when someone searches Denver rehab or Denver alcohol rehab, Denver drug rehab, Denver sober living, Denver outpatient rehab, Denver inpatient rehab, recovery for addiction in Denver, all of those type of keywords that are very transactional, my job is to get their website on the first page of Google and hopefully in the top 3 positions. That is search engine optimization in a nutshell. So that's the first common question is like, what is search engine optimization? I just explained it. It's getting your website on the top results when someone searches a keyword. And it's not hard. It is hard. It's not hard to understand. I think I just explained it enough so that anybody could understand. It's like, okay, I understand what search engine optimization is. Well, now how do I do it? You know, how do I do it? And let's say, how can I make a business out of it, doing it for other people, not just for my own websites, but maybe you want to sell the service. Or maybe you just want to reach out to a person like me because I do white label, or I should say our agency does white label our service, and say, hey, I know some people that have businesses and I'd like to pitch them on your service. How do I get into that? And that's not very hard. You just have to have the basic understanding of what search engine optimization is. That's what I did. That's how I got started, just with the basic understandings of what positioning a keyword or a website for a keyword on a search engine entails. So how did I get into search engine optimization? Before I go into like the ins and out of what search engine optimization is, real quick, I'll tell you how I got into it. So back in 2009, I was deported from the United States, came to Colombia, never having been here. Obviously, I was born here, but left as a baby. Paperwork was always in process of legalization, etc. Never happened. Ran a stop sign. Had to go to court because I was on a suspended or a expired driver's license. And instead of paying, they gave me the option to go to weekend jail. And I said, yeah, I'll go to weekend jail instead of paying the $3,000 fine to the city. So I just went to the local city jail. Once I was in there, the immigration police, which is called ICE, took me in, never to be released again, and shipped me back to Colombia a few months later, after 29 years of never being here. So I had to find something to do. I was already in marketing because I worked for a law firm. I knew sales. I knew something about search engine optimization, but not a lot. So I started to read blogs and I started to watch YouTube videos on what search engine optimization is. I got into search engine optimization by starting to email people in California, where I was from, small businesses, because I had a list of emails from my previous job before I got deported. I had a giant list of emails of business owners in the United States, and I focused on California business owners, and I started to email them, telling them what they can do to optimize their website. 4 easy steps. It was the basic stuff like, optimizing your title, optimizing your meta description, what comes up on Google when someone finds your page, etc. Just these 4 simple things, and I would send that email, and then at the end of the email, I would say, well, if you don't have time to do all of this, I'm doing it at a discount because I'm trying to build my portfolio, or whatever the pitch was. And I would send out thousands of emails, and eventually I started to get a couple clients. Those clients, I would either do search engine optimization for them or social media management. The big thing back then was social media management, because all these small business owners, social media was starting to kick off. Facebook was full blown, 10 years ago, and Facebook Business, and then there was Google My Business. There was a bunch of, social media management that people didn't know how to do. So I started doing that for people. And eventually it led to managing their website, managing the content on their website, and then trying to rank for keywords on their websites, including my parents' restaurant. They had a Colombian restaurant in Orange County, and they had a web page, which I created on WordPress. I just learned how to do WordPress, practicing on their website and taking tutorials online. It was all free. And then I started to create content for their website around the keyword Colombian restaurant, ethnic restaurant in California, in Orange County, etc., to the point where if you searched Colombian food, that restaurant would come up first. So they would get a lot of clients, to the point where even the Orange County Register, which was the local newspaper, came in and did a piece on them, which was immensely valuable for search engine optimization purposes as well. So that's how I got into search engine optimization, out of necessity, out of having to do something and do it from here in Colombia to make dollars in the United States. So I kind of basically described how you could get into it as well. It was basically, for me, it was not only pitching strangers through emails, right? But also working on a website that I had complete control of, which was my parents' restaurant website, because that was like my first case study. Once they started to rank for keywords, I could use them when I was pitching future clients and saying, hey, you know, I can rank you for search terms. What are your search terms? What are people searching? What would people search for when they're looking for your business? You know, if you're a shoe salesman, would they type in, you know, shoes in Los Angeles or whatever it was? And here's an example of a restaurant in California that I've gotten to the first page of Google, and I've even gotten the local newspaper to come cover them. They get a bunch of foot traffic now because of the fact that when someone searches for Colombian food in Southern California, that's the first page that people see. So that's how I got into search engine optimization, and I think that's the easiest way, is gaining control of someone's website. So another typical question is, you know, what are kind of the ins and outs of search engine optimization? How do you rank a website on the first page of Google? Well, there's two aspects to search engine optimization. Number one is on-page search engine optimization. This is the stuff that you do on the website, whether it's the client-facing side or what you would call the front end of the website, like the content, even the design, what the user sees when he lands on the website, or he or she lands on the website, what they read, what they see, etc. And also what the search engine reads and sees on your page when it crawls your page, because that's what a search engine does. Like Google and Bing and Yahoo, these search engines will crawl your website, and there are certain things that they look for in order to categorize your page, and also in order to rank it for certain keywords, right? So there are things that you can do to optimize your website on page. So that's aspect number one, is on-page search engine optimization. And then the second aspect is off-page search engine optimization, or off-page SEO. And that involves everything that goes on off of your website. One of the biggest things that Google or any search engine looks at when evaluating your website is what other pages link back to your website. It's like the way that and those are called backlinks, by the way. The backlinks are very important. It's not an afterthought. It's very important. When we're talking about off-page SEO, we're typically talking about backlinks, or links from other websites to your website. There's a reason why, for example, Wikipedia is one of the biggest websites out there. Whenever you search for something, a definition about something, they're one, or like a historical person's name, even like a basketball player's name or an athlete, Wikipedia comes up first because they've become very good at explaining things. And people, when they do their research paper or they write whatever they're writing on their own website, etc., they always give credit to where they found the information. And a lot of the times it's Wikipedia. So they link back to Wikipedia. So that has helped Wikipedia become one of the most well-known and one of the most visited websites on the internet, because they have a ton of backlinks from other websites on the internet. So you have to focus on your on-page SEO, optimizing your website, not only the content, but also the back-end stuff, like, you know, how fast your website loads, any HTML that can help the crawler or the search engine crawler read your page and categorize it and rank it for keywords. And then also off-page SEO, seeking websites that will link to your website. That's usually the hardest part, is that off-page SEO, because who's going to link to your website, especially if it's a business website? How are you going to get other websites to link back to you without paying them? Because Google doesn't like for you to pay for backlinks, or at least not blatantly, because you will be penalized, you know, in the future. So that's search engine optimization, and that's what I do for a living. Another common question is, how much do you charge for SEO? We charge $150 an hour for search engine optimization services. This includes creating content, designing stuff that we need to design, creating strategies, research, competition analysis, buyer persona creation or optimization, on-page optimization, backlink building, as well as now we do conversion optimization, where we've gotten so good at bringing traffic to a website that the clients want us to be able to optimize their page for conversions, not only just for the search engine for rankings, but when someone reaches the website, they want to be able to be optimized enough so that they can make the sale. Even if it's like a blog post that's not very relevant to their service or product, they want us to optimize that blog post to put that user into a funnel where maybe in the future they will buy. So that's another aspect of digital marketing that we've grown into. We've grown into that. That wasn't something that I started doing or studied. It was something that we grew into. Another common question that people ask is, what is the hardest part of search engine optimization? The hardest part of search engine optimization has to be the backlink building, getting other websites to link back to your website. And there are various strategies. All you got to do is Google how to do backlink building, or what is backlink building, how to backlink build. There are various strategies. We use many strategies as well. Our best strategy is creating really good content or informational content that other websites, journalists, or media outlets or bloggers would find interesting and link back to when they're writing their own pieces or in pieces that they have already written. That's one of the best strategies, because that's an evergreen strategy, because if you keep adding information to that page, it's only going to grow and more people are going to find it and more people are going to link back to it. And even though maybe your sales page is not the one getting all the backlinks, it's an informational piece, it helps out the whole entire website when you get a backlink to a page, no matter what page it is in your website. Another common question is, how can I learn search engine optimization? My favorite blogs and my favorite mentors for search engine optimization are, number one, Neil Patel. Neil Patel has a website. All you have to do is Google his name, Neil Patel. He has a website. He has a blog. He's huge. He makes millions of dollars doing digital marketing. He does consulting for very large firms now, but he started just like I did, very small, with small clients. And now he's grown to a multi-million-dollar digital marketing agency. And he is a guru. He has his videos on YouTube. He has a very extensive blog. He has free online tools as well. So Neil Patel is a great one. Another great one is Brian Dean, D-E-A-N. Brian Dean, he's the owner of a website called Backlinko, and he focused on explaining how to get backlinks. But now he just got bought out by SEMrush, I believe, which is another huge company. He got bought out. So he did such a great job of branding his website and his knowledge and himself as a guru for search engine optimization. He has courses, he has tutorials, he has blog posts explaining how to do search engine optimization. And he's done such a good job that a giant company like SEMrush bought him out, bought rights to everything that he has. And he still works at Backlinko. He's still there consulting and doing a lot of the face marketing, right? So those are my two favorite guys. So that's how I would start. I would start by taking those free courses, reading blogs on how to optimize a website, and start selling that service. Or finding someone like myself that has a digital marketing agency that white labels their service and says, hey, I'm going to start pitching clients. Can I use your service? How much do you charge? Oh, you charge $150 an hour? Let's negotiate on that if I bring you clients. My answer is always yes. I hardly ever say no to a proposition. It's always yes. I'm a true entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur. So when someone comes up to me with a question or, let's say, a proposition for business, my answer is always yes, and then we'll figure it out. And if ultimately we can't do it, then we don't do it. But it's always yes, I'm interested. Another common question is, how can I get an SEO job? Or how can I get an SEO client? I got my clients through cold emailing 10 years ago because I was not aware of websites such as Upwork or Odesk. But once I found Odesk, which is now Upwork.com, which is a freelancer platform where you can put your services up or bid, or not bid, but send a proposal to job posts by people searching for freelancers to work on their stuff, whether it's graphic artists, digital marketing, writers, etc. Anybody could post a job on there and say how much they're willing to pay, and then people like myself, like a freelancer, can look at it and say, hey, I'm going to bid on this job. So I got my small clients and I got the ball rolling through cold emailing. And then I got my large clients through platforms like Upwork, freelancer.com, and guru.com, where I can bid on companies posting their jobs and saying, hey, I'm a freelancer. I can do this. This is my experience, or this is what I've done so far, and this is what I charge. There's a whole art to that I've developed, and it involves creating videos like this for those proposals. Instead of just writing a cover letter and giving a whole bunch of text of information, I just say, hey, I made a video for you, and here's the link. They open it, and I say, hey, thank you for your job post. Thank you for reading my cover letter and watching this video. I see that you're looking for someone that can do search engine optimization. Let me show you what I've done. And then they can see my screen, and I show them some examples, and that has a very high success rate. Finally, how can you get an SEO client? It really is up to you. It's hard work. Yes, it's sales. You have to pitch people. The fastest way for me to get a search engine optimization client is through referral nowadays. I have clients that refer me other clients, but if I were just starting, I would start with my closest circle, my network, right? I would search people that had businesses or that have businesses, friends that have businesses, family members that have businesses, and say, hey, I'm learning how to do search engine optimization. I see that you have a website. I've used this free tool to see that you are ranking for a few keywords, but you're not ranking for your main keywords, or you are ranking for some main keywords, but I think I can help you get even more traffic, more sales, more calls, etc. How can I help you? How can I make this happen, etc.? That's how I would do it. That's how I'd approach it. Again, I had my back against the wall when I started. So I had to get clients. I had to grind my way out of a hole that I dug for myself, even though I was in a circumstance of being illegal in a country that I came to as a baby, didn't have a choice, and as an adult, ran a stop sign on an expired license and then got deported. That's just bad luck, and everything happens for a reason. Who knows if I would own a 7-digit digital marketing agency now if all that shit didn't happen. The point is that it does take hard work, and it takes attitude, and it takes a lot of time to progress, because another big question is like, how long does SEO take, in order to take effect, in order to search engines to start recognizing your website and ranking it and you getting a bunch of traffic? It could take 3 months, it could take 6 months, it could take a year, it could take 2 years. It depends on your industry. It depends on the client that you're helping, their industry, etc. That's why I always, when I first started with search engine optimization, I combined my services. I'm like, I will help you do search engine optimization, but since your budget is only $500 or $1,000 to do search engine optimization, that's nothing in the search engine optimization world. $10,000 is kind of a low budget. So imagine $1,000 is going to be very small, but I can write a couple blog posts, do some on-page optimization of the existing content that you have, some of the stuff that I've learned through Backlinko or through Neil Patel, Brian Dean, tutorials, etc. I can apply some of this stuff. You'll pay me. And on top of that, let me do some more active things, for example, like social media management, or maybe even data entry on the back end of your website for products or services that you're adding. things that they can see results right away from, or that merit them paying you, $2,000 a month or whatever for the next year. Because I always tell clients that we need a year in order to really start seeing some sort of results. Sometimes it takes a couple years, depending on the industry, the keywords, how competitive they are, how much SEO the competition is doing in that local area, if it's a local business, etc. So there's so many factors that it can take a long time, but you can get paid to learn. And that's what I did. I got paid to learn. And now 10 years later, I've created a digital marketing agency where we do various things, and I'm able to do other things like travel, investments, etc., and create this live stream where I want to help people by telling my story, not only of going to jail at 22, being an illegal immigrant, being deported to Colombia, starting this digital marketing agency, investing in real estate, traveling the world, etc., and playing video games, all the while playing video games as well. So I'm very active, and I want to show the world that if I can do it, you can too. It's not hard. It just takes hard work. And sometimes hard work doesn't seem like hard work if you're doing something that you really like doing. So you really have to like helping people get more traffic to their website. You really have to like growing someone's business. I'll tell you a quick story. One of the clients that I found on Upwork years ago, this was more than 6 years ago, was our first drug and alcohol rehab center. And all I was doing for them, it was just me, I was doing backlink building for them. And then I got my brother involved, and then we got an employee, and then I got Joel involved. And they started with $2,000 a month. Today, they're at $75,000 a month. It's been 6 years or so of that same client. They're $75,000 a month. Why? Because we helped them grow to $75,000 a month. We helped them expand their business into different territories, rehabs all over the place. And now we're doing that with other businesses as well. And not only in the drug and alcohol rehab field. I always say drug and alcohol rehab because they pay very well. It's very competitive, and we know that niche very well. But I do search engine optimization for lawyers, real estate agents, investors, you name it. I can do search engine optimization for anything. It's not something, the great thing about once you learn search engine optimization, you could do it for any client, any type of client in any industry. The key component, though, is to get writers that know the industry. For example, if it's like a mechanic, that sells and repairs airplanes, I'm not going to be writing content on that because I have not the slightest idea about what that is. I would find someone on Upwork, a writer, a professional writer that can do research, maybe an ex-pilot or an ex-airplane pilot that's retired but now writes and likes writing but knows the industry. I'd be like, all right, I need you to write this, and here's the topic. And I'll usually be able to, the great thing about learning search engine optimization is that I can come up with the topic based on keyword research and competition analysis. I can be like, yo, the competition is killing it with this blog post about how the tail end of a plane moves or whatever, and this is the mechanism and this is the tool that's needed to repair it. And it's a very easy keyword to rank for, but it garners, 1,000 searches per month. And the people searching it are people that are looking to buy or repair that part of their plane. Boom, let's write a blog post that is better than all of the top 10 blog posts out there. Let's get some backlinks to it because that's what we're good at. We're good at backlink building. Get backlinks to that blog post and watch it move up in ranking and then start getting traffic. And then we can start optimizing their website once they start getting sales through the door, optimizing their website for conversion. So it's all connecting the dots, and you can't connect the dots looking forward. I always refer to connecting the dots because I love that Steve Jobs commencement speech to the graduating class of Harvard, I think it was, in 2005, where he told how he got, Apple started and his whole life, how he didn't know his decisions were going to lead him to being one of the biggest companies in the world and an innovator. But looking back now, he could see all the points and all the dots, and he can connect the dots looking backwards. So the whole point of what I'm trying to say is that you just need to get started. You need to go pitch people. You need to go work on your website. You need to take a tutorial and start applying what you learn on those. And then in the future, once you make it, you can connect the dots and say, hey, that calligraphy tutorial that I took really served me well because now I'm creating my own fonts. That was one of the examples that Steve Jobs made in his commencement speech. But anyway, that's how I got into search engine optimization, and that's what we do for a living. And it allows me to live a very comfortable life here in Colombia and continue to grow and help other people now with our nonprofit organization. It's helped us form this nonprofit organization where we help the less fortunate here in Colombia. And we have a lot of fun doing it. If you follow me on Facebook or on Instagram, you know that we go and travel to many places. We have the Colombia podcast. I do this. I play video games every single day. And it's something that I really love doing. So I hope that you got something out of this. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I am creating an SEO course, a digital marketing course that I'm going to be selling for $500 a pop in the future. But for anybody that joins the newsletter, it'll be free. It's in the works. I'm creating it right now. And obviously, I'm going to give it out for free to the people that are part of my newsletter. Because for one, I need the feedback. I need people to look at it, take it, and be like, yeah, this didn't seem right, or yes, this was perfect. I need the testimonials as well. If I'm going to be selling it for $500, I need to be able to show proof, right? That, hey, it helped someone, right? So feel free to, the link is below in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. All right, so that's done. Yeah, so search engine optimization, man, it's something that is anybody can learn. It's something that I learned by, I got paid to learn, basically. I have a meeting with the nonprofit organization board, Help Colombia, right now. But yeah, life here in Colombia when you're making dollars is very awesome. It's a lot better than making dollars in the U.S. Well, at least you'd have to make a lot of dollars in the U.S. I wonder why this thing doesn't optimize or doesn't update my title on YouTube. So weird. Let's see. Let's see. Why? Yeah, so if you guys want to join the newsletter, the descriptions and the link to the newsletter is below. Not only will you get the SEO course for free, because I need the feedback, but I also update bi-weekly on what's going on here in Colombia, not only with my life, but just in general, projects, etc. Our Airbnbs, the next Colombia podcast episode is going to be awesome. Well, the next Colombia podcast taping is going to be awesome because it's going to be all about real estate in Medellin, or real estate in Colombia, buying real estate in Colombia. We have a lot of friends that have bought real estate here and put it up on Airbnb, or they live in the property. So we're going to be interviewing them and telling our story as well. Of how, you know, it went for us, the ins and outs, the loopholes, the all of the hoops that you have to jump through, uh, paperwork, etc. It's pretty interesting, and I wish I would have known a lot of the stuff that I know now, having, you know, bought 4 apartments here and putting them up on Airbnb. When I first started, I wish I knew this stuff, but that's what the information's all about. It's about helping the next guy or gal that comes down and wants to invest in a property here, how to do it without, you know, losing a ton of money in the process. So we'll have a lot of first-hand accounts. Let's see, what time is this meeting supposed to be? Supposed to be at 7. Okay, so I have 10 minutes. So I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday afternoon right now. It's 6:49 here in Colombia, in Medellin. I'll be playing video games after my call with the nonprofit organization because it's super fun. And there was an update, a Fortnite update. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. Thank you guys for joining the live recording of my video on what I do for a living, SEO. You can do it too. Have a great night.